Hello, it is me, Jen from Genuinely Living, and I wanted to come in here and do like a follow-up regarding getting your stuff together. And I just love this subject because I love the thought of the continual and never-ending improvement, like I've mentioned in other videos from Tony Robbins. That is his thing, so I don't want to take away from that. But this isn't all about Tony Robbins. It's not all about what he teaches or anything. It's just that idea of like life can get better no matter where you're at in your life right now. It can improve. So this is a season that you're in. That is from the book Take the Stairs by Rory Vaden. Knowing the season that you're in is so important. So establishing habits. Your life is the sum total of the habits you have. So you already have a whole bunch of habits, and I'm not going to bore you with like brushing your teeth and the same stuff that people always say. But you have habits of thought, habits of interacting with people, habits of getting up and going to get your coffee, or like the way that the stories you tell. Those are all habits. And I just wanted to encourage you to examine those and see what ones are still serving you and what ones can drop and what ones you can pick up. And if there's an area, like in a prior video, I said to make 2 lists. One is like this, I should do this, and it's coming from a place of this has been nagging me, I need to deal with it. And another one is I want to do this, and it's a desire on your heart. It's been on your heart for a really long time. It kind of lights you up. Both of those things are important. So establish 2 habits depending on where you're at in life. If habits are like establishing an intention and habits around those things are something that's new to you, then start really small and doable. I want to share with you a time in my life when I was establishing an exercise habit. And at this particular time in life, I was miserable. It seemed like everything in my life was going wrong. And the only thing I felt like I could control or just do anything about was really my health. And everything else felt way out of reach and way out of control. So if you're in that spot today, I want to encourage you to just pick one thing that you can develop a habit in. And I'm going to share 2 that helped me. I started with working out, and at that time, I really was overweight. I really was out of shape. And so I just made the commitment to go every day out to my mailbox and back. And I didn't have any expectation beyond that. And each time I did it, I put a sticker on my calendar. The thing is, as we always do, it's the getting started that's hard. So there is someone that talks about micro habits, and I cannot think of his name right now. If I do think of it, I will link him below. But one micro habit in that regard is setting your clothes out the night before, or your shoes. So that would be one thing that you can do that's easy to make sure that you go do it, because you kind of need to be ready to go do it, you know? If you wake up with the excuse of I can't find my shoes, or I can't find my clothes, or what am I going to wear, all that stuff gets in your way, and pretty much you get in your head and you don't end up doing it. So set yourself up for success, first of all. And then just make that tiny habit. Also, I've counseled people in before to go out to the gym and have no commitment. Like, I'm going to go into the gym, I'm going to get on a piece of equipment, and I'm going to leave. That's the max expectation I have for myself. If that's where you're at, that's fine. You get in the habit of going, get that routine down where I go at this time and this feels good and this works in my life. And then you build up, and it sounds really silly, but it's just getting going. It's all the story that gets in our head in advance of us going, why we can't, why I don't feel like it, all of that. I've really become a master at not asking myself those questions and not even having that discussion and not giving myself a chance to have that discussion with myself about habits. So the second one is around cleaning up. Like I've mentioned before, fly lady. This is like getting order in your life. So maybe you're in more of a space of like, I need some order in my life. Flylady.net, I think, has a really cool habit called shine your sink. And it's getting everything out of your sink washed and put away and have your sink really shiny before you go to bed. And that is a game changer habit. Then it's tracking your habits. So maybe you're a little more advanced in this regard. And like I've mentioned before, the Clever Fox planners have really good habit tracking tools. I don't love apps because I don't want to stay on my phone, for one thing. And I like to just have one place where I can go look at my habits and then kind of see what I can tweak. And it's not a grade. Do not grade yourself on this. Don't give yourself an A or an F depending on how well you did. This is just data for you to use to improve on what you're building. And that's all it is. There's no judgment on it. It's like, okay, I can look at, I have habits right now, like making these videos that I'm trying to establish, and there are some things that are like I'm allowing to get in my way. And so I am working through those things, whether those are like scheduling issues or whether they are communication issues or whether they're just weird self-talk issues. But the data and like ways that I can hack are just through me tracking the habit to see when I actually do it, when I don't do it, and then why. And those Clever Fox planners, literally on the bottom of each page for a day, give you that tool. So those are my tips for today. Also, one book, Failing Forward by John Maxwell, is a great book if you just feel like you're not where you think you should be. It's filled with stories of people that have had setbacks and had comebacks. And it's a real encouraging book. And I read it during a time where I really needed it. So I would encourage you. Again, it's called Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Hope you're encouraged.